Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's always exciting to explore another piece of US history through coins. And today, we're looking at the 1971-cent USA coin. Now, at first glance, this little copper penny may not look like anything unusual. It's small, it's simple, and millions were made. But if you take a closer look, you'll find that the 1970 penny has some surprises. Between its place in American history, its design details, and even some rare varieties, this is a coin worth knowing about. Let's begin with the year itself, 1970. The United States was in a time of transition. The Vietnam War was still going on. The civil rights movement had left a powerful mark, and the country was entering a new decade of cultural change. Prices were rising, technology was advancing, and Americans were carrying pennies like this one in their pockets every single day. In fact, pennies in 1970 still had real purchasing power. 1 cent could buy you a piece of candy, and a handful of them could still go a long way. Now let's look at the design. On the obverse, or the front, we see Abraham Lincoln's portrait, originally designed in 1909 by Victor David Brenner. Above his head are the words, "In God We Trust." To the left is liberty, and to the right is the date, 1970. Just below the date, you'll notice a mint mark if the coin was struck in Denver or San Francisco. A D means Denver, and an S means San Francisco. If there's no mint mark, the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This reverse was created by Frank Gaspar, and it stayed on the penny until 2008. If you look very closely at the memorial on the coin, you can actually see a tiny figure of Lincoln sitting inside. The only coin in U.S. history where a president appears on both sides. The inscriptions include United States of America across the top, E pluribus unum just above the memorial, and 1 cent along the bottom dot. In terms of composition, the 1970 penny was still made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams and measuring 19 millimeters across. These copper cents feel heavier and look richer in color compared to the copper-plated zinc pennies made after 1982. Now here's where things get exciting. The 1970 penny is known for some famous varieties, especially the 1970s small date and 1970s large date varieties. On the small date version, the 7 in the date sits slightly higher than the 0, and the 9 has a delicate curve. On the large date, the numerals look bolder and more even. Collectors quickly realized that the small date variety was scarcer, and it became highly sought after. There's also a very famous doubled die variety for the 1970s penny. On this era, the inscriptions on the front, especially Liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust," show clear doubling. This era coin is extremely valuable, with some examples selling for thousands of dollars depending on condition though. So, what are these coins worth? Well, for common circulated 1970 pennies, most are worth just face value 1 cent. In uncirculated condition, a typical Philadelphia or Denver issue might sell for $1 to $3. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins in 1970, and these are worth a bit more, often between $5 and $15 depending on quality. The real money comes from the varieties. A 1970s small date in uncirculated red condition can sell for $50 to $100. High-grade certified examples go for even more. And if you're lucky enough to come across a 1970s doubled die obverse, you may be looking at a coin worth several $1,000s. If you own a 1970 penny and want to sell it, here are some tips. First, check your coin carefully. Look at the date to see if it's a small date or large date variety, and use a magnifying glass to check for doubling on the letters and numbers. If you're not sure, there are many online guides and images you can compare your coin against. For common examples, coin dealers and online sales are good options. You can bundle circulated pennies together and sell them as wheat and memorial cent lots, since many collectors like to search through them. For rare varieties or high-grade coins, it's worth getting them certified by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Certification provides assurance to buyers, and rare varieties almost always bring higher prices when graded. Selling online through platforms like eBay gives you access to a worldwide market of collectors. If you do sell online, make sure to include clear close-up photos of the date and mint mark, since buyers want to see the details for themselves. Honest descriptions and good photos will help you attract serious bidders. In the end, the 1971-cent USA coin is much more than just pocket change. It represents a time of great change in America, and for collectors, it offers exciting challenges with its famous varieties and errors. While most examples are common and affordable, the rare versions prove that sometimes the tiniest coins can carry the biggest surprises. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning about the 1970 Lincoln Memorial Cent history, design, value, and how to sell it. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. share it with other collectors, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more fascinating coin stories. Until next time, happy collecting, and I'll see you again soon.